This is the second take that I'm trying to make about this video, because really it's not an easy subject. The Last of Us 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I have it on PlayStation 3 and I have it on PlayStation 4. I loved every moment of it. It completely surprised me when it came out, because in the beginning I thought, yeah, it's a zombie apocalypse game with fun gameplay, but no, it was so much more. It was a game about characters, character development, about suffering, about loss, and about finding the light in the darkness to cope with that loss and doing something positive. And the ending was extremely heartbreaking but perfect, because that character did move on with the suffering, and we saw these two characters could have the possibility of happiness, but it was built on a lie. And that kind of open-ended ending was perfect. It left room for a sequel. But was it really needed? And could the sequel really live up to this amazing game? Well, now that we know, definitely not. Now, the leaks when they came out completely worried me. I was already a little bit worried about some details about The Last of Us. Like, I really was not seeing Ellie carry the game as an action character, because it was just not believable. Like, she's half of Joel basically, and she does not seem to have the strength and physical ability to be like this big action hero in this apocalypse world. So being the main character sounded a little fishy and not really realistic, especially in a game that tried to be realistic. But hey, if they were still focusing on the same concept of the first one, the relationship between these two characters, and if Joel was by her side, I was okay with suspending my belief a little bit and letting Ellie be the main character and the big action hero. But no, they kill off Joel immediately in the beginning. And the leaks told us so, and told us we were going to play as Joel's killer too. For a lot of the game, maybe almost half of the game. And people immediately start, oh, context matters. Context is going to make everything better. Like killing off one of our favorite characters, the protagonist of the game. It's going to be, oh, of course, context is going to fix it. Now we know the context, and it makes it even worse. Now, who is the killer? This Abby character. Abby is the daughter of one of the medics that Joel kills in the Firefly facility. She was not there. We had no idea who this character was, but now it's shoehorned into the story of the first one. By the way, how the hell does she know that Joel killed her parents when we know that Joel killed everybody on the Firefly facility precisely so that it could never go after them? We know this. We know that Joel did this. So they had to change things up in order to have information so they can go after Joel. So this is stupid plot hole number one, but it gets worse. Why? Because if they know that Joel killed all of those people, they should know why. Because they were going to kill a young girl for the possibility of a cure, and they didn't even think about searching for other possibilities of researching her without killing her. Like in a few hours they decided, no, we're just going to kill her. No, cut her brains. No, we're not going to maybe wait some days and research better if there's not an invasive way to look for the cure. No, we're just going to immediately kill her. We just got her like a couple of hours ago and we're going to kill her. Yeah, definitely that makes the Fireflies amazing people. They didn't deserve to die at all. Of course they deserve to die. I'm happy they're dead, and I hope that everybody was involved in that revenge plot should have died too. But they made it worse. Again, the context only makes things worse, because Joel then starts getting the stupid bug. He saves them from clickers. He goes with them to a hideout. You know, the Joel that was always suspicious of people, The Joel that knew how to distinguish an ambush in the first game so easily because he was so experienced. That Joel, trust them immediately, and they give their real names too. Even though he knew that he was being hunted by people, he gives up his name. You know, Joel that in the first game used false names with people that he didn't trust. That Joel, exactly the same person. Exactly. And then Abby. Abby, that is a character that they try to make us empathize with later on in the game. Immediately shoots him and starts beating him with a golf club. The guy that just saved her life. Again, the guy that just saved her life. I don't care if he killed your papa. He just saved your life. At least you should be conflicted. And then when you balance things out, saving my life, killing my papa that was evil and was trying to kill a little girl. Saving my life, killing my papa that was evil and trying to kill a little girl. I think you would give up on your revenge because that person saved your life. But of course no, she kills him in front of Ali without any remorse. Without any remorse, this person kills Joel, the man who saved her life. Again, I repeat, without any mercy. But then in other instances, she shows mercy to people who didn't save her life. On the contrary, people who actually intentionally killed people she loved, even though it was actually her fault because she killed the person they loved. Abby is the villain of this story. No matter how much you play with her, how much they try to make you empathize with her, she is the villain of this story and she's irredeemable. She's the worst type of evil, a person who would kill a person who just saved her life. Now everything after that becomes, I'm with stupid. Abby just lets Ellie and Joel's brother live. Why? I don't know. Like Joel killed everybody so nobody could go after him, and still some way they went after him. And she just thinks, no, they will look at me as my big muscles, and they will not go after me. Speaking of the muscles, let's discuss one thing, because Abby looks like a buff dude that is like a bodybuilder. Not even woman bodybuilders look like that. So can somebody tell me where is she getting the testosterone and the steroids to look like that? Because nobody in the zombie apocalypse would look like that. Not even a man would look like that in the zombie apocalypse, much less a woman. So again, why? But that aside, then we have relationship between Dina and Ellie, and that relationship never develops because they already start in the beginning in a relationship, and their relationship doesn't really develop too much besides, you know, having some sex scenes. By the way, that's another thing, this game has sex scenes, something that the first game did not need. Why? I don't know. And one of them is completely horrible and scarring for life, that is with Abby, and it's just two really ugly people having some of the less beautiful, most horrendous and nightmarish sex ever put, not in a video game, just in real life or any type of medium. Really bad. But that aside, again, Ellie goes after Abby, trying to get her revenge. It's a lot of Abby's friends. Abby parallelly is suddenly rebelling against her militia, fighting against another faction, saving a trans kid from oppression, and you should care for her because of that. And she has friends, and she's in love with the guy and trying to help a pregnant woman. Please feel empathy for Abby after Abby killed the man who saved her life. The game tries really hard for you to empathize with Abby, but it's impossible to empathize with a character that just showed you she's completely irredeemably evil. But they tried, and after we see that she finds her friends killed by Ellie, brutally murdered one pregnant woman. She decides to now take her revenge on Ellie, and now you're supposed to think that Ellie is the bad guy. No, Abby is the bad guy. She's the one who forced Ellie into taking revenge because she killed Joel. That was completely justified into killing her papa and not the entire Fireflies. And that saved her life. But now you're supposed to think that Ellie is the bad guy and you control Abby. And Abby almost kills Ellie. But then the trans kid tells her to stop and she stops. She stops. No more violence. She stops. Don't come after me. Years pass. And Ellie decides to go after her again. And long story short, a lot of other factions kidnap people and there's a final showdown, and now Abby just doesn't look like the buff character anymore because she's on a run with this kid, probably doesn't have steroids and testosterone anymore, and they have a fight. She bites off some fingers from Ellie. Ellie almost kills her, but then she remembers Joel, and instead of killing her, she lets Abby go. I repeat, she lets Abby go. No matter how bad this game was, if we in the end would get our revenge in a satisfying way, we killed Abby with our own hands, we got revenge for Joel, maybe when this game was discounted, I would play it just for that final satisfaction. For that final satisfaction of getting revenge for Joel, I would have maybe buy this game at a very discounted price, like 20 euros or less, just to experience the gameplay and to have that satisfaction in the end, because I already know the story. I already know that this character does this evil thing and I want my revenge. Even though I didn't want the story, I would have played it for the revenge and that final satisfaction, and you don't get it because, again, Ellie does something stupid. Another time, Ellie, most of the decisions Ellie does in this game are stupid. Instead, what do we get? Besides letting Abby go, we get Ellie in the end arriving at her house, abandoned because her girlfriend ran away, and Ellie doesn't have fingers, at least some fingers, and she cannot play guitar, and you see Ellie alone trying to play the guitar that Joel taught her, and she cannot play because she got fingers bitten off. And this is the freaking most depressive ending they could have given us, with no satisfaction in the end. Like they went from a perfect ending with a satisfying perfect ending from the first one to a freaking destructive, unsatisfying, horrible ending. The Last of Us Part 2 seems like was made by someone who hated the first game and hated the fans. This game does not seem like something to the fans of The Last of Us 1. It seems like the opposite. It seems like it wants to piss people off. And I don't play video games to be pissed off. Like, I didn't buy Devil May Cry Reboot because that game looked like it was to piss the fans off. It was a terrible game. I only played it when it was free on PlayStation Plus. And it was mostly to have a constructive final opinion. And yeah, I hated it as much as I thought I was going to hate it. I don't want to play The Last of Us 2. I hate that it even exists. I'm so disappointed, and I hope Neil Druckmann gets fired from Naughty Dog before he ruins any other franchise. Before it takes its full grasp on the Uncharted series or in other projects. Because Naughty Dog is a great developer, but 70% of their staff is gone. Most of the big names that started Naughty Dog and that took Naughty Dog to what we know are gone because of this guy. This guy is like a cancer that is destroying Naughty Dog, And The Last of Us 2 is the first real tumor in their library. And it's so sad. Well, that's my rant. Let's call it a rant. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you think about The Last of Us Part 2 in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time.
Do it!